What's up, fellas? It's Mark Parson, cornerback pro, former NFL cornerback of the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints, and now I'm coaching you guys up. All right, so today we got a clip. I actually found it on my Instagram from one of my buddies, Damon Patterson. I want you guys to follow Damon because he has a great program, man. Follow him on Instagram at DP2Nice. DP2Nice. He played Division 1A ball, and he's a great athlete and very knowledgeable. He trains guys down in Texas now. So if any of you guys are in the same area as this guy, definitely get that work, man. He's trained a lot of pro athletes and he knows his stuff. All right. So I asked him, I hit him up on the DM. I was like, yo, DP, I gotta use this clip because he was showing, his receiver work. And anytime I see any type of film, man, I'm looking at the DB, looking at the receiver, and I'm like, yo, how can I help the guys who I work with every day? And I work with you guys, even though it's over the internet. I'm working with you guys, man. So I'm with you, man. I'm with you in your journey. So I just want to give you that heads up, all right? So make sure you guys email me Cornerback Pro for the stuff like this, the cornerbackpro@gmail.com for this is the type of stuff that I want to get you guys really good at. And obviously, you're going to be able to find it on the channel, too. When I say find it, I do a lot of clips like these on the channel. So pay attention, man. You're going to get better. So check this out. Let's watch the first couple clips, and I'll go over it, all right? So we're talking about press man. We're doing one-on-ones in practice. Great time to fine-tune your technique. Let's watch it. So my guys who I've been teaching you for a while. We'll watch this again. My guys, I've been teaching you for a while. Or you've come to me here in Richmond, Virginia, or Chesterfield, Virginia, and we've drilled it over and over again. So we're gonna watch it. So in press man, there's a lot of things that go into being having good press, right? Um, you know, for the first thing I say, hey, eyes, feet, hands. So I try to make it very simple for you. So eyes, what are you supposed to be looking at, right? Then feet, what are some different things you can do with your feet, right? And then hands, how do you strike? But it's a lot more that goes into it, into you becoming a master of this. You got to look at this as like an art, man. And that's what I provide for you on the mastery training. But I'm going to talk to you right here. I'm going to explain some things to you. The key is to stay as long as possible. You've been watching the channel, to stay square as long as possible. All right. So here's the thing. And I've been talking about this recently more than ever. I see some trainers or coaches. Now, this isn't coming at coaches or trainers, so I definitely not going to say any names. But I see some trainers teaching guys to open the gate. Now, here's the thing. They're not teaching guys just to turn and run. Like I'm going to show you right here. That's not a turn. That's not opening the gate. But I'm going to show you this clip. And he kind of did turn right there, but he stayed squared. Right? That's turning and running and opening the gate. Okay? Now, he does get a hand on him, but that's turning and running and opening the gate. But what's happening is these guys teaching guys to angle off in their press. Now, here's the thing. If a guy does a speed release, you may have to angle off. So it's not a full opening the gate, but it's angling off. The thing is this. You don't want to practice that because it creates a bad habit. And then when you go against a really good guy, and maybe mentally you're like, oh, shoot, he may be faster than me. So you're going to just naturally open up the gate. You want to stay square as long as possible. And here's the thing. If you do a soft shoe technique or you take a step back, it's even easier you can back up without opening up. You can back up and you can shuffle you can shuffle, not at an angle, but you can shuffle and remain square as you're backing up. So we talk about this. I got video clips on this, but here's the thing. You want to get into the habit. You want to build the habit of not opening up. So right here, we're still in good position. Now, fortunately, he doesn't open up all the way. So it's not like an angling off right here. He's still almost square. And this is the route that we want to be able to defend too. So it's a couple things. Let's say he wants to do an outside release. If we're able to stay square, we can still give ground and still stay square. He has to fight and continue to widen this route out. The more we angle off, The more we angle off on an outside release, look, he takes that weak shoulder, and then he immediately, a good receiver is going to knock the hand down and then stack immediately. So now he got all of his real estate over here to work with, and he's possibly stacked you. But if we stay square as for as long as possible, we're staying low, we got our eyes in the right place, we strike. We don't strike with two hands. Be careful striking two hands. We don't necessarily give him a weak shoulder because we're still staying square. We're able to get 1 to 2 shuffles in, right? Then it makes this outside release harder, which takes time. You mess up, you disrupt the timing between the quarterback and receiver. Now, on this route, he comes at us right over here, and then he comes back on that slant, right? Well, let's say we stay square, which he almost does on this clip. All right, he comes back. Guess what? We strike, we recover, and we make a play. Now, right here, you see what I'm saying? Let's watch from the other angle. So you say, well, coach, I want to be aggressive. I want to get hands on him. So you're not gonna do the soft shoe technique. Let's say you do strike. You strike. You want inside shade. You gonna strike. This is what I'm talking about when I say strike and get back to balance. Why? Because you're aggressive with it, but then your feet save you and you're able to stay square. So you can be aggressive. It's an actual technique. It's a technique that what I teach. It's in the programs, in the one-on-one mastery program that I talk about every freaking video. Look, it will save your life. It could be a lot of guys, especially you tall guys. It could be your bread and butter, man. If you get really good at this because you got long arms. All right. But you got to understand what to do with your feet. This is the main thing that I learned from Deion Sanders. Okay. Listen to this. And Kevin Mathis. All right. You got to get your feet back to balance. When you're in press, you got to get back to balance. So that doesn't mean it doesn't matter if you are in aggressive technique. It doesn't matter if you're in a passive technique. Either way, you need to get your feet back to balance. I don't care if you jump jam. If you jump jam, you got to get your feet back to balance. All right. So right here, we strike, but guess what? We immediately open the gate. So really, a good receiver, like, if he wanted to do an outside release, he can knock that hand down and immediately stack. Antonio Brown's really good at stacking, right? Now, he's going to bring it back, though. So he's savvy with the routes. So, and the thing is, the cornerback is better right here, but I want you to understand, I don't want you to open this gate, yo, unless you have to. And usually the only time you may have to, really, even with that, you still should get at least one shuffle in. And definitely get hands on a guy if he does a speed release. But that's the only time you possibly have to, right? Right here, we don't have to. And the only reason why we were able to recover well right here is because we didn't open the gate fully and we didn't angle off fully. So he stayed square a little bit longer on this route, right? Got hands on him. But right here, immediately opening the gate. And this is what happens. Then what we got to do is our recovery is a lot harder. We got to whip our head back, snap our eyes back to the receiver. And I like to finish on it how, you always go for the rip. So he didn't give up. Always go for the rip. But that's what I'm saying. Yo, practice staying square, man. I have the drills for you to practice it. I have them. If you can hey, look, if you can make it to Chesterfield, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, I will. It's obviously it's easier for me to show you. If you're in a different area, I got guys in different countries. The program, that's what's going to work best for you. But you got to have a plan. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what not to do. The number one thing is to stay square. And there are certain things that you got to practice to be able to train your mind and body to stay square as long as possible. At least 1 to 2 shuffles, fellas. There's a technique where you can be aggressive, get a strike, and get those feet back to balance. All right, and what does back to balance mean? That just means getting back to parallel. So it's like square one. So how you first started, right there, you strike, let's say inside shade, so you're going inside arm, pop, get those feet back to balance, and now you disrupted that timing, and he still has to get back around you if he wants to do an outside release. That means you can still shuffle, pop, 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 and then run with him. Or if he wants to do this route, you can alternate, pop, pop, and now you on it. Okay? But I'm telling you, a lot of coaches and trainers are teaching to angle off. That's not what you want to do. You can give ground. Look, you can give a little ground and still stay square. The goal is to stay square. I always talk about it. The best one that I have seen is between Darrell Reeves and Darrell Reeves is, he doesn't play anymore. And definitely in his prime. But Darrell Reeves and Marcus Peters. I actually posted a video, a critique of Marcus Peters getting like 3 to 4 shuffles in, man. On dude try to outside release him. We talking about in the NFL too. We talking about NFL, man. He get 3 to 4 shuffles in before having to turn open and run. It's crazy. I don't think I've seen anybody at that level. And when he plays like that, I mean he's lights out. Like he's locking everybody down. So I just want y'all to understand what a proper press man is supposed to be. At the end of the day, is you staying square as long as possible, moving laterally, and eyes, feet, hands. I provide the techniques. So one of the things that I do when I teach my guys in person is I'm always asking questions. So, hey, what's the technique called that you just used? What did you feel? How do you feel? What did he do? What did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? So that what happens is you start to learn, like, oh, okay, I did this, I did that. All right, man, I messed up right there. Cool, I got it. I know what I did. What did the receiver do? He tried to do this, he tried to do that. So you're almost gonna become like self-taught after a while, because when you start to work on getting those 10,000 reps and you know different techniques to use and you know what you're supposed to do and what it's supposed to look like, man, you get closer to mastery. And that's my goal for everybody. My goal is not for guys to depend on me, right? As a teacher, trainer, coach, whatever you call it, I want to train guys and teach guys how to think. I want to help you learn how to think and how to move. And then once you learn, man, now you can coach yourself up. You can teach yourself when you're watching your film. And then obviously you can teach somebody else after you're done balling. Well, not after, while you're playing as well, because that's how you get to mastery. Learn, doing, and teaching at the same time, right? So, wanted to make this clip. Let's watch it again so you can see. Don't want to open the gate. Want to stay as long as possible. That's better than the second clip right here. And then if we get got, know where you messed up, but always finish. Okay, shoot. Head whip. I know where I messed up, coach. I opened the gate. I opened the gate, coach. Got dog it. Won't happen again. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Great finish, though. All right, fellas. Email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Ask for the one-on-one mastery program so you can work on these techniques, so you can learn how to stay square, so you can have a plan at the line, so you can know how to lock guys down. And I'll include everything else in there: mind and body training, catching series from Billy McMullen, kick and punt return. Because all my guys, y'all need to look, add value to yourself, man. You got to increase your stock, right? Increase the value of your stock. Understand what you're building here, okay? Understand what you're building here. It doesn't matter if you're in youth, high school, college, pro. Look, it's the same principles. You're just going to be going against better competition at each level. So you got to make sure that you're raising the bar for yourself every single day. Shout out to my boy DP Too Nice for allowing me to use this clip. Definitely go follow this guy, man. He has an awesome net. Oh, by the way, he has an awesome network. Okay, so I know a lot of guys hit me up, ask me about, hey, coach, you got a trainer in Michigan, you got a trainer in California, you got a trainer in Texas, you got a trainer. Look, he's one of those guys you definitely want to hit up. So all of my guys, I may make a separate video just talking about that. Matter of fact, I am. Contact DP Too Nice if you need a trainer in your city. He has the network. So he's one of the guys I actually will go to. Say, hey, yo, Damon, you know a trainer in Orlando, you know a trainer in DC, he knows it. All right. He got his network is crazy. So that's gonna help y'all out too. I'm gonna make a separate video talking about it. All right, fellas, hit me up. Peace.